Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight to the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway, a full race live stream once again on the channel for this one as we run the Chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson. Just 4 races to go in the regular season point standings coming into this race. We'll keep an eye on those bubble drivers throughout the course as usual, as Jimmy Johnson comes in with a regular season points lead over Kevin Harvick by now two races ahead of Kevin Harvick. So maybe a chance to clinch here tonight if all goes well at Homestead-Miami Speedway. 400-miler, 267 laps on this mile-and-a-half oval. We just raced here in the Truck Series the other night and won that race. So hopefully 2 days later we can get the win in the Cup Series. Session qualifying. Starting off with a much looser setup here, at least for qualifying. Here we go. Now, a quick start for those of you that are watching in the very beginning of this one. Welcome. Thanks for joining the stream as always. Hit the subscribe button if you're new for more daily NASCAR content. But if you haven't already, of course. But here's what I want to roll into. So I announced yesterday that I had broken my phone. I cannot get a new phone until about Friday or Saturday. Even though I'm off of work tomorrow. So I literally need my mom with me to to get the new phone, unfortunately. So then I was planning on getting a laptop anyway, so I figured out, you know, why not get one tonight. Well, Best Buy was closed at 6 and I get off of work after 6 o'clock, so there was no chance I could have gotten up there in time, so I cannot read the chat tonight. I think this is the first race ever, I think, I've not been able to read the chat from start to finish. So that's unfortunate. I won't get to listen or hear your guys' feedback. I should say read your guys' feedback over the course of the race, so I'm sorry for that. Wow, not a good qualifying effort there for Johnson. 28th overall, 33.091. So 28th, Clint Boyer wins round 1 of session qualifying. So Johnson starting 26. Looks like we got at least one driver going to the rear here tonight. So yeah, sorry for that. And for those of you that do stay tuned throughout the course of this race tonight, I'll mention that multiple times throughout the course of the broadcast. But if you could please, in the comment section, notify anybody else that is just coming in, whether the new or regulars, that this is a one-time only thing. I should have my laptop tomorrow. I plan on going to Best Buy in the morning, and I don't plan on streaming tomorrow until 5 o'clock at Atlanta for the next Cup Series race, for that full race live stream. So I should be back in plenty of time before 5 o'clock tomorrow. I'll probably end up going up there about 10 a.m. When they open. So, all right, without further ado, the Dixie Vodka 400, Jimmy Johnson starting a little bit further back in the field here in this one. Remember, we are day racing at Homestead. Very unique time of the year to be racing here, of course. Eric Almirola going to the rear of the field to start the race. William Byron looking a little slower, and Clint Boyer's looking like he's had a dominant weekend. He will start from the pole. So Clint Boyer will lead the field to the green, and the green flag is in the air. We are underway at Homestead. Race number 23 on the season. Clint Boyer easily through turns 1 and 2 is going to get out in front of the field and clear everybody. Johnson, meanwhile, right behind Timmy Hill off of turn 2, trying to desperately get around him. Hill keeps throwing the block on him. And look at Corey LaJoie in line behind Jimmy Johnson. Maybe looking to make a run there also. We are using the controller in this race tonight, by the way. For the next 3 Cup Series races, I will be using the steering wheel Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Big dive to the inside on the bottom. Chastain pulls off the block through turn 1. Johnson had to get to the brakes, and because he did that, he lost the momentum. Again, 550 horsepower track. Got to stay on the throttle as much as you can, or you're going to lose a ton of time. But look at Johnson. He's got the straightaway speed here. We saw in the truck race that we were running as Chase Elliott. We were very tight in the corners. We're a little tighter here with Johnson, but for the most part, the handling's not too terrible. So we'll have to see how this is going to go over the course of the race today. Clint Boyer has moved up to the outside early on. Johnson has just moved up into the side of Corey LaJoie, meanwhile, further back in the pack. Tyler Reddick right around the cut line, starting back just outside the top 20. We'll have to see how he's going to do throughout the course of the race. Corey LaJoie gives Johnson a shot now down the front straightaway. He's going to launch him into turn one. I keep looking over my shoulder thinking I need to look at the chat. Such a force of habit. LaJoie just gave Johnson another shot off of turn two. He's going to get to the inside of Reddick, and he's going to clear Reddick easily before we even get into turn three. So definitely actually worked out there. Oh boy, Stenhouse pulled up right in front of Johnson. Johnson actually got to the brakes down the back straightaway there to keep from running into the back of Ricky. He is still all over him now to the inside of Bubba Wallace off of turn four. Matt Kenseth just in front of Wallace. Stenhouse to the inside of Kenseth. 3 wide for Johnson to the bottom into turn one underneath Stenhouse and Kenseth. Jimmy will clear them both off the exit of 2. Johnson now to the outside of Matt DiBenedetto. Already up to 18th. I'd have to assume with the laptop too, it'll be a lot easier to read the chat during the race as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that tomorrow. But again, sorry if you're just tuning in. Again, my phone broke at work a couple days ago, and I was not able to borrow a phone. Coming in empty-handed as far as that goes, so I will not be able to read the chat throughout the course of the race tonight, unfortunately. So sorry for that. But if you are new, got realistic broadcasts over the course of the race here tonight. As usual with these full race live streams, so subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Got a busy weekend coming up on the channel with Michigan having their doubleheader Saturday and Sunday for the Cup Series. That is 2 prediction videos this weekend and 2 post-race analysis videos on top of the daily live streams as it is anyway with these full race live streams. So definitely busy, that is for sure. Chris Buescher all over William Byron. Johnson gets a little bit of a run off of turn 4. And he's going to go right in between them, shooting the gap up the middle, 3 wide into 1. He'll clear them both. So they're still side by side behind. Very interesting how the game kept the lights on the racetrack despite the fact of running in the daytime. It's kind of throwing me off just a little bit. Johnson has passed Chase Elliott now. Still about 7.5 seconds off the lead, back in 13th. Johnson now to the inside of Logano. Teammate Alex Bowman right in front. Fastest lap of the race that time for Johnson. And he's up to 11. Group of about 4 cars in front. Kevin Harvick really got loose in the center of 1 and 2 there. And here comes Jimmy Johnson in the 48. A big run to capitalize on Harvick into turn 3. Drives it in deep. He's going to clear the 4 of Harvick. And he's going for the 20 of Eric Jones as well. He'll clear him off the exit of turn 4. Harvick now to the inside of Eric Jones as well. Johnson's definitely got the straightaway speed in the car. If he can pass cars in the corner, you can see he's really picking up a lot of spots. Clint Bowyer's absolutely pulled away with the race lead ahead of Kyle Busch in second. Denny Hamlin runs third. Boyer's not caught any lap traffic yet. Johnson will pass Blaney for 7th down the back straightaway as he rolls into turn 3. Kurt Busch, Keselowski 5th and 6th. And battling for 4th with Denny Hamlin to the outside of him there was Martin Truex Jr. Truex pulls off the pass on the outside, getting the run down the front straightaway. He clears Denny Hamlin. Hamlin going back to the bottom again through 1 and 2. You can get alongside of him off the exit of the corner and side draft that 19. That would be beneficial. He is there for a short moment, but again, the run off the top, Truex is able to clear. Ooh, Jimmy got a little loose into turn 3 there. Still sticks the top side beautifully. Returns 3 and 4. Not as high of a line though as Kurt Busch. Johnson to the inside of Busch, clearing Keselowski. Jimmy is working his way through the field. He is up to 5th as he clears Kurt Busch now for the spot. First time Johnson has cracked the top 5 in the early going of the race tonight. Oh, Truex is slow off of turn 2. I was going to say, Hamlin easily took that spot away from him off of turn 2 for 3rd, and Truex is still slow. Wow, Harvick and Keselowski, or I should say that is Kurt Busch and Keselowski back there, had to split 3 wide in the center of the corner to miss him. I didn't really see any smoke rolling out of the back of the car. Hamlin pulls off the block on Johnson for 3rd now. Johnson's getting a run on him, looks high. And Martin Truex Jr. while running in 3rd place. Luckily he's got to win this season, but still not a good momentum source later in this regular season. But Truex has a problem in the early going of the race. There was another driver up on smoke that was, or up in smoke that was on pit road also. Oh, Johnson banged it off the wall off of 4. Looked like he was going to get to Kyle Busch there, but because of that mishap and mistake, he wasn't able to do it. Johnson about 3 seconds, a little over 3 seconds back of Clint Bowyer. Bowyer's had to deal with lap traffic. Johnson up to 2nd. And first lap car for Jimmy in the race, Chad Fincham, will be cleared easily into 3. And a huge line of lap traffic, not too far ahead of race leader Clint Bowyer. Definitely feel this car is loosening up quite a bit over the course of this run. Hopefully Jimmy can hang on to it. Johnson's still getting faster. He's not even halfway through the tire run. But you can definitely feel this 48 car is getting faster as the rest of the cars around him are losing more and more grip as the laps wear on. Getting heavy lap traffic. Couple of rookies towards the back there. John Hunter Nemechek, generated rookie driver. Bobby Carter there. Boyer trying to get under Chastain, barely did. Chastain almost cut him off in the center of the corner. Johnson is coming off the outside through 1 and 2. Look at the run he's got down the backstretch. Boyer now to the top right in front of Johnson. Boyer went up there to get around Timmy Hill. Johnson to the middle. 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. Johnson clears Boyer off of 4. Jimmy Johnson to the lead for the first time tonight on lap 22 here at Homestead. Didn't think Jimmy was going to get to him there in the center of the corner, but he did. Nonetheless, and Jimmy Johnson leads. Clint Boyer second, Kyle Busch third, Hamlin fourth, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top 5. 20 people watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in here for this full race live stream. Johnson still getting faster as the run carries on. You got to see the rear end of the car swinging out as well through these corners, especially on corner entry. But this car's definitely got a lot of grip. It's honestly rolling around beautifully. Problem is we're a 20th place car for about the first 5 laps, but as the laps tick on, again, it just gets better and better for Jimmy Johnson. A lot of grip in this race car. So again, if you are just joining in as well, I try to welcome people individually as they come onto the stream for the first time. I try to answer questions that you guys might have throughout the course of the race as usual, and other stuff in general, whether it's about me or NASCAR or the game or whatever it might be. As usual, over the course of these realistic broadcasts that go along with these full race live streams on the daily, the problem is tonight I don't have my phone on me because my phone is broken. So I will be not getting a new phone until about Friday or Saturday, but I will have a laptop by tomorrow, so I will be able to have the chat during the stream open again tomorrow night. I wasn't supposed to have it last night. I actually borrowed my mom's phone, but I was not going to be able to do that again tonight, so obviously we live in the same household, so that's how that worked out, but that was a one-off deal. Terrible timing. Like, I was planning on getting a laptop as it was anyway, and then I broke my phone. I had that phone for over 3 years though. Never had a problem with it. I barely ever dropped it, and never never cracked or anything. Like, screen was perfectly fine. Usually take care of my stuff though. I had a tablet before that for the longest. Well, I had another phone prior to that, and that never broke at all the 2 years I had it. And then I had a tablet, and that never broke or anything of that nature, and I had that for a few years before my phone. So yeah, I usually take good care of my stuff, but it wasn't my fault though. I have this pallet jack rider thing I have to use at work because I work in a warehouse to load, or in a distribution center I should say, for sinks and faucets. And so I was riding around, and the battery plug came unplugged from the actual battery itself. I guess the charger came unplugged from the battery in the middle of me riding it, so I went from full speed to a halting stop, and it just flew me off of it, and I landed right on my phone. The phone was in my pocket. It was terrible. I was like, oh man. I didn't realize it was broken at first, and I was playing music at the time, and the music was really in and out and fuzzy off of my speaker, and I thought my speaker broke, but my speaker was still on the actual rider itself. I was like, well, what the heck happened? So ended up taking out my phone out of my pocket, and I mean, it was the whole left side of the screen was shattered. The screen is glitching in and out, you can't even do anything. You could tap to unlock it, and then I could swipe, or I could tap to open it up and then unlock it after I swipe, but all the apps are literally jittering and floating up and down all the way up and down the screen, so you can't even, I mean, you could still click on stuff, but you don't know what you're going into. You can't text anybody, you can't type into anything, so it's not gonna work out, unfortunately. I had a good run though. That phone had a good run. By the way, it was a Galaxy S8. Just in case anybody was asking in the chat. I imagine I might have gotten that question at some point in time tonight. If not, then oh well. Answered it anyway. So there's Martin Truex Jr. He did get back on the track. He's currently in 38th, now up to 37th, but Truex is already a lap down. He's about to go 2 laps down this time on a little bit fresher tires. Oh, contact there. Johnson tried to slide in between Truex and the lap car ahead of Timmy Hill, I believe it was. Or sorry, Joey Gase rather. Johnson now using Chris Buescher as a pick off of turn 4, and just like that, Jimmy Johnson will put Truex 2 laps down. Only 15 drivers on the lead lap, and now William Byron's about to go a lap down. Elliott in 14, just up ahead as well. There's a big, big line of lap cars here, not too far in the distant future. I should say the near future. This car is definitely a lot looser. Even on the exit of the corners, you can definitely see the rear of the car wanting to slide out from underneath Johnson. We are using the controller here tonight. Still no cautions to record so far in this one. We only had 2 cautions in each of the last 2 truck races, both on Monday and Tuesday night. The first cup race we've had since Sunday. Last race we raced at, of course, was Auto Club Speedway on Sunday night. Jimmy Johnson got the win that day at his home track. Pretty exciting finish to that one for the most part. Pretty good race in the second half as well. I do say so myself. See if we'll have that kind of an entertaining of a run here in this one today. And already from 9th on up are the only drivers on the lead lap. And now Blaney in 9th place will go a lap down off of turn 4. So 8 drivers on the lead lap. Johnson has a 15-second lead on second place Clint Boyer. It's almost a half a track. He just ran his fastest lap there of a 32.354. But again, still early. Took Johnson 22 laps to get to the lead today, and has led every lap since. Newman in 8th. Almirola looks fast up there. Remember, he started at the rear. I'm curious to see what position he's in. He's looking to pass Kurt Busch. I'm not sure if that's for position or not. I would have to believe it is. Johnson started far back in 27th after qualifying 28th. But Almirola, with starting at the rear, gave Johnson that inside and preferred lane on the initial start. There's Kurt Busch, 4th position. And yeah, that is Almirola in 6th. Another fast car here tonight for the 10 of Eric Almirola. Johnson to the inside. Now 5 drivers on the lead lap, but Almirola might have the fastest car in the field on the short runs. He has driven from the back, started in last after starting at the rear, and he has gotten up to 6th place. He has had a lot of strong runs over the second half of this regular season in particular, and despite not having a win on the season, he is looking like one of the favorites for the championship, I do have to say. No playoff points is going to hurt him, though. Unless he can get into the top 10 of the point standings, perhaps, then he would at least get some sort of playoff points. Johnson trying to get the additional 15 playoff points for winning the regular season championship. It'd be very difficult for him to clinch it tonight. Kevin Harvick would have to finish 34th or worse and Johnson would have to win if Jimmy is to clinch the regular season title tonight. But those are the only chances that Johnson has of clinching the regular season title this early in the regular season. So it'll be tough even to do it at Atlanta tomorrow night, despite the fact if Jimmy wins tonight and tomorrow. Again, start time for that Atlanta Motor Speedway race tomorrow is at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And although I say full race live stream, it's full race as far as the way the schedule works out. It is the final shortened race of the season. It's only a 50% race, so 250 miler at Atlanta. There will be a sense of urgency from the get-go to hopefully have the car to get to the front and compete for a win. Remember, I had 4 races that were supposed to be shortened to technically 50% length instead of the traditional 100, but again, that was in my custom schedule season simply because of the fact I wanted to add a few shorter races in, just, you know, to variate the schedule, so to say. And Atlanta is the 4th of those 4 races that will be like that, but the rest will be the full 100% length, final 12 races after that point. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, next 2 drivers ahead of Johnson after he puts LaJoie another lap down off of turn 4 there. Jimmy Johnson is absolutely dominating right now. I mean, he is just flat out pulling away from these guys. Kyle Busch will go a lap down. He got stuck behind Ty Dillon into turn 3. Just 2 drivers on the lead lap, Johnson and Bowyer. Clint Bowyer 26 seconds off the lead. Still a little bit of time, about 6 seconds before Johnson could catch him. Should say 6 seconds of interval time in between the two. Johnson's right front is wearing out slightly, but it's not too terrible. And it's going to be tough to make it all the way to the end of the field run still, but it's going to make it quite a ways through. And Bowyer should go a lap down if we stay green long enough before Johnson has to hit pit road for that first time today. Right front pretty worn out though, down to 20% off of turn 4 that time. Lap 45 at the stripe. Christopher Bell, 17th right now. Remember, he started back even behind us. Wow, Johnson got loose off of turn 2 there. Really letting it hang out. He never lifted it off the exit of the corner despite being so loose. He drove right out of it. Luckily, nobody really around Jimmy. The lap traffic has really spaced itself out. Buckets Dream Flag run of the truck race on Monday night here at Homestead, and that was a 200-mile, 134-lap race, so half the distance of what this race is here tonight. And Bowyer now in danger of going a lap down. I'm not going to lie, after that truck race, it didn't seem like we had the speed necessarily that night, but here tonight in this Cup Series race for Jimmy Johnson, he has definitely brought the speed, that is for sure. Despite the poor qualifying effort and no practice. A little teamwork there for Hendrick Motorsport Cars. Byron Johnson. Byron holding up Bowyer long enough for Johnson to clear him and put him a lap down into turns 1 and 2. Look at the rear of that car sliding out on the exit of these corners. Pretty drastic too. But regardless of the fact, Johnson will still have to hit. He hasn't banged up the car at all, so that's good. Still replace and repair any damage he does have on the car, but I don't really think he's got any. Thought had some there after snapping loose to the left of the racetrack off the exit of 2 once again. Yeah, you didn't see it this bad this late in the run until about maybe 4 or 5 laps ago, and it is getting worse and worse. Wonder how many laps exactly he's going to be able to go past these leaders. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We had 23 people at the most watching here so far tonight. The record for the most people watching at one point in the course of a stream is 35. That came at the Charlotte Roval last Thursday. Jimmy getting that run on the top. Actually kind of stuck the outside pretty well on the exit of 2 there. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared he was gonna hop back down the track into Fincham or Jones to the inside, but it just never ended up happening there. Risky to pass cars around the top this late in the run when Jimmy's car is that loose, especially off the exit of the corners now. It was looser on the entrance there for a while, so we got towards the very, very end of the run. Then it was pretty much only loose on center off. Barely cleared Harvick off of 2, but saving a little bit of stress in the right front. Made it 52 laps. He's going to stay out at least 1 or maybe even 2 more laps after this, and he just got into the back of Joey Gase. Gase is fine. They'll both lose a little bit of speed, but that's okay. Well under the 5 seconds of damage, that is for sure for Johnson's car. He can easily repair that. Again, we're kind of paying attention because we're looking at how far exactly we can go on fuel on this opening run. Pit window is 58 to 62 laps here tonight as far as the fuel tank window goes. So we'll see. Johnson's going to obviously have to hit pit road at least a couple laps before the rest of the field. Plus the rest of the field is wearing the tires out just as much as Jimmy Johnson is, which isn't impossible, but I probably have to guess unlikely. The way Johnson's car's handling is not there, but loose is fast if he can control it. Jimmy's controlling it, at least in the first run of the night. Johnson will stay out again in hopes that if a caution does come out, it comes out before anybody has to hit pit road, especially himself. Johnson going to stay out just 1 extra lap here. That will take him to lap 56 before he will hit pit road for the first time in the race. He's going to get out of the gas a little bit more, run that middle line through turns 1 and 2. Maybe helping the right front slightly as he makes contact with LaJoy. And Johnson's going to lift, and he's going to coast it through turns 3 and 4 now. He is definitely coasting it to make it onto pit road. He definitely risked it, but the risk is going to pay off. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel for the 48 of Johnson. Timed it perfectly. Had to back out of the gas through 3 and 4 on that final lap, and he didn't run 1 and 2 very hard either for the most part, but still made it as long as he could just before the caution. Just in case we were to get a yellow, I should say. With a full tank of fuel, no adjustments, 4 fresh tires. First pit stop of the race for Johnson. It'll be a green flag stop. Again, we have not had a caution yet today, and the rest of the field will likely make it about 6 Probably 5 to 7 laps longer than what Johnson was able to make it before they hit pit road. So Jimmy made it almost as far as they did. Of course, he's going to burn the tires off a little more when he's that much faster than the rest of the field over the course of a full run. But here we go, green flag. Or I should say green flag is still out. Oh, wide on that entrance ramp there off of the racetrack. Or back onto the racetrack, I should say. Jimmy's still in the lead by about 3.5 seconds coming out of the pits, trying to get up to speed. Boyer in second place. 7-second gap right now between second and third. Boyer and Kyle Busch. Now this would be the perfect time for a caution to come out for the rest of the field. They would get back on the lead lap. Jimmy's already pit. That would definitely hurt Jimmy as far as that aspect goes. And obviously he gave up all that race time. But again, good news for him. He's still in the lead. Just a couple lap older tires, you might as well even just stay out, regardless of the fact the car is faster on the longer run and on older tires also. It's even excluding that information. Not gonna lie, after a long work week and not having the chat available for the race tonight, I'm feeling a little tired. Not gonna lie, I've actually gotten decent sleep pretty much all week, or about as decent as I can with streaming still. Got the races done pretty early for the most part, but back to my at least full 8 hours tonight. Just a little bit less to talk about, I guess, in the grand scheme of things without having the chat on. Some of the lap cars, by the way, hit pit road that last lap. There's still currently a couple cars on or are ducking onto pit road still. And Clint Boyer is one of those drivers. Boyer's going to hit pit road this time. So he is going to need the caution right now. And then he could actually stay out of the pits. He still scored in second. It's like, I couldn't tell if Kyle Busch or Hamlin pit that time. I think they stayed out. And they did. So Boyer's now a lap down. So no caution so far tonight. We have cycled through green, well, we are in the middle, I should say, of cycling through green flag stops. Johnson's got his lap back on the field. Yeah, they actually pitted closer to 3 to 5 laps after him rather than 5 to 7, but maybe slightly needing tires before they needed to fill that tank up full as well of fuel. Don't want to risk blowing a tire. Bringing out the first caution of the race. Pretty solid race pace so far, though, all things considered. Now a lot of the back markers are making their first stop of the race here tonight also. But once they get through everybody that will still be on the track, we'll have made a green flag pit stop. 4 fresh tires there. And Jimmy got really tight through 3 and 4 that time. Remember, still earlier in the run, so that definitely caused a little bit of that. I was starting to wonder if they were going to actually clear Bobby Carter into the corner, and they did. Truex in 5th. 1 lap down. He's already pitted once, but he will have to pit a second time because remember he had... Oh man, and Johnson just ping-pong off of Truex and into Bobby Carter off of turn 4 there. They all stay straight, or as straight as they could have been there, and they all keep it going. So we stay green. No accident. That was close though, that is for sure. Like to Benedetto, a couple times there to try to cross over, went low with the first crossover move, then went high. Kind of slicing and dicing back and forth between the 48 and the 21. We did start the stream a hair late by about 25 minutes, 20-25 minutes. Got home a little bit later tonight. But that will be on time perfectly the next 4 days with knowing I'm off of work. Full race live streams all for the Cup Series Thursday, which would be tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday in the afternoon, and then noon on Saturday and Sunday Eastern Standard Time. So this will be the 4 Cup Series full race live streams coming over the next 4 days, 1 each day. A couple career mode videos should be out tomorrow, in fact. Likely have 2 videos uploaded tomorrow. We got a power rankings video that will likely not be up until Friday. And then, yeah, the predictions video, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Same with the post-race analysis videos for the actual Cup races this weekend. Doubleheader at Michigan, so 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. What we got lined up for the channel coming up this week. Part of the reason why I'm probably a little more tired too, I had I had Popeyes for dinner. Like literally, I got it on my way home from work, and I got done eating that probably about 15-20 minutes before I got the stream started. I just got starting to settle in here after the long work week. Well, it probably wasn't the wisest move. I've actually been eating, getting in the shower when I get home and then eating dinner after I'm done streaming. But I knew tonight, getting home a little later, I wanted to eat first because I wasn't going to be able to eat till later. Knowing I don't have to work tomorrow, I'm perfectly A-okay with getting right to bed and sleeping in tomorrow for sure. Before I get my errands run around tomorrow afternoon. Get a round of golf in. Didn't get to golf last Saturday or Sunday because it downpoured and rained all day where I live. Both Saturday and Sunday last week, so that was unfortunate. Golf Thursday, Friday, but that was it last week. Clint Bowyer still in that second spot by quite a bit over Kyle Busch. Hamlin's actually closing in on Kyle Busch for third right now. You can see those guys not too far ahead of where Johnson's at on the track. Still caution free to this point, nearing lap 80. So we have not had a yellow yet in this race. All green flag conditions. Man, you guys probably see I'm yawning a lot down in the camera if you guys seen it at all. I'm trying not to. It probably makes it look like I'm more tired than what I actually feel. Like I'm tired, but I'm not like mentally and physically drained. I could easily get this race in, no problem. I won't fall asleep behind the wheel. Even though I'm using the controller, but still. 3 wide up the middle, Timmy Hill, slower car to the outside. Hamlin was on the inside. Hamlin's still getting a run on Kyle Busch. Busch thought about pulling up in front of Johnson, thought better of it. He'll go 2 laps down. So Clint Bowyer quite a ways ahead of Kyle Busch right now, and again, Hamlin is closing in on Kyle for third. And Eric Almirola's popped into the top 5 here tonight as well. Remember, started at the rear, no cautions. Started in last place, and in 80 laps, he has gotten into the top 5, so good for him. Again, he's got a fast car. I have to keep an eye out on him today if we get some cautions at some point in time. Man, Logano had a really low exit to 4 there. It looked like he was trying to block Johnson to go from, or try to keep from going a 3rd lap down back at 13th, but he will. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles now for the first time in the race tonight. 186 laps still to go. 50, roughly 50 laps out from the halfway mark still. It's like Alex Bowman was just exiting pit road there on the inside of the racetrack. Wonder why he might have short pitted there. So by the way, the rest of the races in the regular season are all coming in the day races. In fact, the last 2 races were also, or the last 3 actually, were all day races. Talladega, then Vegas, and Auto Club were the last 3. The last night race we had in the regular season came at Daytona That was 4 races to go already, so that means the last 7 races of the regular season are all day races. This custom schedule season. Final 3 races of the regular season are Atlanta, Michigan, and Watkins Glen. Before going into the playoffs, the round of 16, the opening round of the playoffs, very tough from the get-go. The playoff schedule will be very difficult. Tried to stack the odds against myself, so it's a good thing we're getting a decent amount of playoff points over the course of this regular season. The first 3 races in this order go Richmond, Chicagoland, Charlotte, Roval for the first 3 races of that opening round. So very difficult. Richmond, arguably my worst track. NASCAR Heat video games. Charlotte, Roval could be very difficult, and that's the finishing race of the round. And of course, Chicagoland, probably the toughest mile and a half on this game. Well, we haven't raced there on this game outside of the truck series. That was definitely tough that night. I think we got the win, but it was definitely the toughest on the prior NASCAR Heat game, NASCAR Heat 4. And Boyer's still quite a ways ahead of Denny Hamlin, who has taken over 3rd from Kyle Busch. Probably did a little bit ago, just never realized it. Johnson just keeps trying to hit his marks here, as he pretty much has all day in the early going. Again, not a real bumpy track, so as far as the handling of the race cars go, I guess it can't be too bad. I definitely see why we've gone caution-free to this point. It'll be lap 90 this time by. So that, well, this lap alone, if we complete this lap, yeah, it will already make for a longer green flag run than any of the prior 2 truck races, which only had 2 cautions in each of those races. So, and again, this is right out of the gate from the very start. And for Jimmy, that is despite qualifying 28th. He just cleared one of the lap cars here, the slower back marker cars off the exit of 2. Chad Fincham, the 49 car. Oh, contact with Fincham off of turn number 4. Again, very loose on the exit of these corners as we get later into the run. Probably looked a lot more violent out of the dash cam, the 8-car camera, than probably what it ended up actually being, but still definitely wasn't pretty, that's for sure. Blair getting picked behind 2 lap cars down the backstretch into 3 there. Quinn Half, Brendan Gaughan, they both split the lanes. Or sorry, no, they both go high. Boyer easily gets under them to the bottom. So Jimmy Johnson has lapped the field twice now. He's got a 2-lap lead with 175 to go. Still no cautions. With Johnson having the fastest long run car in the field by far, it looks like. I mean, it's not even a fight up to this point. It has been all Johnson since lap 22. He's led every lap since. I don't see him losing the lead anytime soon. Still a long ways to go, but all it takes is back-to-back cautions. The Boyer's back on the lead lap with 2 free passes. Stick with the normal Cameron for now. Around 95 now this time by. Almost to 100. We have had a couple very long 100 lap plus green flag runs. We had 2 at Bristol and 1 at Martinsville. One of the ones at Bristol being the longest of the green flag runs so far this year at 173 laps. Wow. Johnson got snappy loose into 1-2. He still clears Kensington Elliott, but man, that car took off on the exit to, or entrance, I should say, to turn 1. Jimmy got it into the back slightly of Bubba Wallace. Through 1 and 2. Again, that kind of even sounded a lot worse than what it actually was. There's Almirola in 5th. He is 3 laps down in the 5th spot, ladies and gentlemen. Don't count him out of it necessarily, but it is going to be a very tough road for Almirola to do anything. And really, any of these guys being 2 laps down outside of the second place car at the timing of whenever we get a caution, if we get one at all. You know, now counting the toughest season races that we had on NASCAR Heat 4, where we specifically, one of the rules had no cautions. So we're not even going to include that in the conversation, but we have not gone a cup race caution-free ever. I have not done that on a NASCAR Heat video game, but I have gone caution-free in a truck race twice, both on NASCAR Heat 4. And I actually once on Heat 5 now too. But anyway, Pocono Eldora on Heat 4 and then Eldora again here on Heat 5. Ooh boy. Big catch off of turn 2. That's one thing with being tired. Oh, trouble! Turn number 1. Car in the wall and around. John Hunter Nemechek. Looks like he might have... I don't know. It's tough to say if he blew a right front tire necessarily, because he went around spinning. So lap 101 will be the first caution of the race. Should say lap 100, actually. Lap 100 is the first caution of the race. Boyer will get a free pass. Johnson will hit pit road, so will the rest of the field here. So first caution of the night. It didn't look like we were going to get one there for the longest time, but we got a caution that comes out not too far in front of the leader, but plenty of time to, of course, miss him. 4 fresh tires going to repair that 2 seconds of damage, and Boyer will get one of his laps back, not both of them. He'll restart with being still 1 lap down, but he will also have to restart at the rear of the field. We'll see if he can get any more cautions. We'll see if anybody else can get any of their laps back on the restart. Very well possible. Johnson leads the field to the green, and the green flag is back in the air once again at Homestead. First restart of the race on lap 103. Wow, look at that restart by Kyle Busch on the bottom of the racetrack off of turn 2. He is there. Johnson, Busch side by side. That's a pretty good move there by Kyle Busch. Keselowski to the bottom also. Johnson in the wall off of turn number 4. A lot of guys were able to get around him because he bounced it off the wall at a very terrible time. It was a rough restart for Jimmy Johnson. It's still not over. He's still going backwards. Wow, he just completely overdrove the corner. Truex to the outside, a little contact there as well. A couple more drivers get by Johnson. Jimmy not driving well at all. Got to keep the focus on. Can't get comfortable even with a big lead. One simple mistake in a wreck. And we're so close to perhaps clinching the regular season title tonight. Again, we're going to need help in this one, but like Keselowski is out in front of the field. Kurt Busch looking to get under him. Johnson just slid right up the track right in front of his teammate Chase Elliott. He still stays ahead of Stenhouse barely though. Elliott really side drafted him back off of turn 2 on that right rear corner panel. Man, they're still going at it up there. Kurt Busch now leading the clean air charge. Here comes Elliott. Oh, looked like he was going to try to go up the middle between Stenhouse and Johnson. The lane closed up though off of turn 4 a little too quickly. Byron Busher still going at it. Boyer, meanwhile, still trying to get around Christopher Bell. Johnson got around Bowman. And Christopher Bell there. Got a little tight. Maybe back into the gas too soon. They're both going to try to cross him over 3 wide on the exit of 4. Johnson just trying to get out of this thickness, at least, of the lap traffic. Wow, he barely cleared Busher. Barely got down to the inside in front of Byron. Or I should say to the inside of Byron without running into the back of him. Clears him off of 4. Will he be going to try the crossover? But he's going to be blocked off of turn 4 there. Busch will hold him however many laps down he is currently back. Johnson back into the wall again. Here comes Boyer out of nowhere. Look at him charging from the rear of the field. He's trying to get his lap back all of a sudden. One too many mistakes on the restart. Very minimal, but here comes Boyer. Johnson has become too relaxed here. And all of a sudden, Glenn Boyer trying to get back on the lead lap. Johnson throws the block into 3. Boy, he drove it in there deep. But here comes Boyer as Johnson slides back up the hill. Boyer is going to clear Johnson off of turn 4. Johnson with the crossover into 1. Trying to desperately get back around him in case there's a yellow. He's going to clear him. Here comes Boyer back to the inside again. Another crossover. This is a great battle between the 14 and the 48. Johnson going all the way down the track. Side drafting him. Boyer couldn't clear him. Oh, Boyer just blocking him into the inside. Jimmy was going to try to cross him over again. Couldn't get back to the gas in time. Boyer to the inside of Logano. 3 wide down the front straightaway into one. Again, Jimmy sends it. Boyer trying to fight back. He can't do it. Johnson clears him. Man, it's a big moment if he could stay back on the lead lap. He got around Jimmy there for a couple laps, but that was it. Johnson now trying to pull back away again. Boyer drives it in deep though to 3 and 4, but he gets a little tight. A little tight in the center of the corner. Johnson pulls him off of 4. Down the front straightaway now. Still more lap traffic to deal with ahead of Jimmy. And that 14 car is on a rail. He's definitely the guy to beat here tonight. Boyer does not have a win on the season. Harvick, Newman, Johnson to the inside, 3 wide, taking them both. Oh, Jimmy got tight into 3. He almost missed the corner. He's still riding up the track, but he does keep it off the wall. Trying to get a run off the banking now, and he just does to clear and block off Newman. Boyer's got 3 lap cars right in front of him. Johnson right in front of those 3 lap cars. Boyer got around the first one. Easily there off of turn 2. He's fighting though with Kevin Harvick. You have to think Boyer should have that spot. Should. $150 laps to go here tonight at Homestead, almost halfway home. 200-mile race, 150 laps. Oh, Johnson up the... Man, that wasn't even a loss of concentration. The car just completely slipped out under under Jimmy. Off of turn 2, got up into the wall. You guys kind of saw how that rear of the car really slid out from under him all of a sudden. He washed straight up the racetrack. Kyle Busch in danger of going 2 laps down. Hamlin just did. Almirola just in front of Kyle Busch even, but now a battle for a positional spot. Almirola up the middle. How about Johnson trying to follow him up the middle? Lane gonna close? No, it did not. Look at the move. Front straightaway. Drag racing Almirola into turn 1. That was about as quick as Johnson could have gotten through there. Truex now trying to follow up the middle. So is Kyle Busch. That was a pretty sly move there by Jimmy Johnson. Another big mistake there by Johnson. Turns 3 and 4, another little mistake driving it in too deep. That seems to be the error Jimmy's had for the most part today, is getting a little too tight, whether it's because he drives in deep or gets back into the gas a little too soon. Not even a long race for the most part. Again, just a 400 miler. A typical standard NASCAR race. Just so happens, again, we started just a hair bit later tonight. And the work week is catching up with me very easily. Top of the food I ate beforehand. Not a good combination of things, but at least, again, we should be able to get to the end. No, we will get to the end. Without a doubt, we'll get to the end. We got a car jumping to the inside into turn 3, and he is up in smoke. Teammate Alex Bowman in trouble. Bowman on the cut line into the race today, and he is having a dive to pit road, up in smoke off of turn 4. No caution, we stay green. He's going to lose at least a couple laps. If not, that's because he is going to be knocked out of the race here. That could be a big playoff implication for Alex Bowman. Such a tough break after he ran very well in that last race at Auto Club on Sunday. Arguably the second best Hendrick driver so far as a whole on this season, despite not winning a race yet this year. Jimmy Johnson going to try a little bit of pit strategy here. Not this time, but Jimmy Johnson's going to try to pit next lap and try to short pit on the field. Just past halfway through his tire run. Why not try something different? He's definitely got the fastest car. We're still early enough in the race, but this could gain a lot of time perhaps if this plays out to perfection. You have to assume he's about a lap and a half ahead of Boyer. Definitely 1 lap ahead of him, that is for sure. We should be able to hold on to the lead. So where do you go from a caution flag to that point, though? 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Definitely got to make sure he doesn't speed again. No practice today, but made it perfect 2 times in a row now. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, 2 seconds of damage to repair for Jimmy's car, but nothing much at all, really. Second green flag stop of the race, third pit stop total. .5 second stop there. 17.5, just 0.2 of a second quicker than the first stop. Jimmy staying at the bottom of the track here as he's trying to get up to speed. And here comes Boyer for the lead into turn number 3. Jimmy drives it high and he can't clear him. Boyer trying to take the lead for the first time since lap 22, and he's going to get it. Boyer to the lead for the second time today. These are the only two that have led laps. They are side by side. Boyer, though, he keeps side drafting that 48 car as Johnson cannot stay clear of him. But he's got fresher tires, about 25 lap fresher tires, and now he clears them into 3. Keselowski will go 2 laps down. And he washes up the track, but again, still stays clear of the 14 of Boyer. Car's not that fast on the short runs, pretty tight. Maybe that's why Boyer's sticking with us. But I think it's a pit strategy more so that way Johnson can stay out of the pits if we get another caution rather than pitting that time. And if we cycle through the pit stops, it'd be even better. For those of you who have either just tuned in or are watching, have been watching for a while, thanks for everybody tuning in. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you are enjoying the race, the commentary, the video in general so far here tonight. We'll be halfway home this time by at the start-finish line. Cross flags will be in the air. There it is, halfway home here tonight at Homestead. For Jimmy Johnson and the 48 team for Hendrick Motorsports. Trying to go for 3 wins in a row on this Cup Series season. We get, again, later and later into this regular season. Not gonna lie, now that and a little more action, it seems like over the course of this green flag run, what we had under that first green flag run of the race before the first yellow, and I think that's kind of waking me up slightly a little bit more. That we're getting closer to the end, so in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, we can definitely make it easily. Trying to pep talk myself through this one. Man, that was quite a big bobble there by Jimmy, center of the corner. Right in line behind Truex. A little bit of dirty air to work with there, but not too bad. Well, caution is out again, ladies and gentlemen. Second time in the race. Not sure what the accident is for this time. And short pitting will not work for Jimmy Johnson. He will stay out here. Kyle Busch will get the free pass in third, and Clint Boyer will get to battle alongside the 48 of Johnson. So just the second caution, just past the halfway mark. Johnson will stay out of the pits here, keeping the track position. Again, it seems like the car's faster on older tires, so maybe it wasn't the wisest idea to short pit there. It was worth a try. But Clint Boyer right back into it. He's got a fast car, so don't count him out, and this one's still a long ways to go. Drivers out of the race so far. Alex Bowman, Cole Custer, and Justin Haley are all out of the race. Again, not sure who exactly brought out that caution, so we'll see how this is going to go here. Shaping up for a restart. This should be a pretty good one. Jimmy Johnson, Boyer, lead. Jimmy with the advantage. Staying out of the pits. Trying to keep the track position, but multiple grooves at Homestead. Track position as not, or I should say not as much of a factor as usual. Hamlin, though, going to get to the inside of Boyer. That's going to disrupt Boyer's momentum on the top off of 2. There's a little side drafting going on there. Keselowski right behind Hamlin, but look at the run. Boyer gets off of 2 into 3. Gets out just a little bit more, and here they both come to the inside. 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. Boyer up the middle, Hamlin on the bottom. Hamlin is a lap down. A push from behind now from Almirola, trying to help the 48 of Johnson, but he couldn't quite give him enough of a help. Clint Boyer to the lead. And they're still going 3 wide behind us. Now 3 wide with us off of turn 4. Hamlin, Boyer still side by side up there. Look at Johnson trying to get back. Side drafting the 6 of Newman. Jimmy fading back on the restart once again. Hamlin does have the clean air advantage on Boyer. Boyer trying to get back around him here. Johnson now purposely letting Eric Jones and Harvick by, but they do get by nonetheless off of 4. 3 wide again here towards the front. Newman, Kurt Busch, Keselowski off of turn 2. You see, it kind of looks like, oh boy, Truex and Logano are coming. Head of steam. Remember, Truex was up in heavy smoke earlier in the race. Wonder where exactly Truex is running on the track as we speak. Trying to get one of his other laps back. Boyer now to the outside. Should get a run on Hamlin now down the front stretch. Truex gave us a shot off of turn 4 that time. Johnson now to the outside of Eric Jones. He's going to get a big run off the 2. A run in the top. He's going to easily clear Eric Jones. Johnson trying to cut back into this a little sooner this time. Being on the older tires. Didn't take quite as long for the tires to come back in despite losing spots on the track. Not positions, but just cars passing him that he's going to have to pass right back. Boyer is struggling trying to get around Hamlin. They both are on the top side now. Boyer getting blocked off, and I think Boyer knows he's faster than Denny. Like Almirola could have been comparable with him, but Eric Almirola even on this restart hasn't done much. Other than sit behind Johnson when they were 3 wide on the top off of 4 there. That opening lap of the restart. Ooh, contact with Newman. And Jimmy is into the wall off of turn 2. 3 wide now. Keselowski, Almirola is hauling up there. A tad bit of a mistake there for Johnson. And the side draft, Keselowski down the front straightaway. Boyer did get around Hamlin, by the way, a couple laps ago. And he's absolutely pulling away from him right away. Took him a little extra time, of course. He does have about a 3-second lead on Jimmy Johnson, though. Johnson trying to run him down. Going to get around Newman and Almirola for sure that time. Blaney, Kurt Busch side by side, not too far ahead of where Jimmy Johnson is at. And Kurt now clears Blaney. And that is for 5th place. And by the way, Hamlin was trying to hold on to the lead lap on Boyer. That's why he was battling so hard up there. Now Hamlin's the first driver 1 lap down. Kurt Busch trying to catch him. Johnson got a little loose off of 2 there, as you guys saw. Takes a dive to the inside of Kurt Busch. Gonna get around him. Ooh, Kurt got tight right behind Johnson now. Blaney about got back to the inside of Kurt, but Kurt blocked him off down the front straightaway and off of turn 4. 1 lap car in between Boyer and Johnson. It is the fastest lap car, or at least the driver that's in 4th running the first spot 1 lap down. That's Denny Hamlin. And the only drivers to lead laps tonight in the race, Clint Boyer, who started on the pole, and Jimmy Johnson, who started 28th. Or I should say started 27th after qualifying 28th. Side draft in the center of the corner. He still gets the pole despite Hamlin being on the top, so that was a well-done side draft by Johnson. He's just a 1.5 seconds off the lead. So he got around the 11 of Hamlin, and Johnson trying to cut back into that lead on Boyer. 112 to go. Third different time he is led in this race here tonight. And Johnson's only led on 2 different occasions so far, maybe looking to make it 3. Yeah, he's only half second back now. Boyer moves up to the outside, maybe trying to protect. Get a run down the backstretch, but Johnson gains a lot in the center of the corner, but now he's got to get up down the back straightaway, try to draft off of Boyer, which he does perfectly. Boyer now goes to the bottom to block Johnson, so Jimmy goes to the top instead. Oh, but Jimmy overdrives the corner. Boyer holds on to the lead. Johnson going to go back to the top through 1 and 2 again. Boyer on the inside, Johnson on the outside. Off of turn 2. Again, Johnson into the wall and barely kept it off of Boyer. And barely kept it off him. That 48 car still has not cleared the 14. He is to the inside and now cleared down the front straightaway. Johnson back to the lead. 109 laps to go here at Homestead. Just 2 cautions so far tonight. Boyer, despite being 2 laps down earlier in the race, is right back in the thick of things, though. Don't count him out. Johnson will have to pit way before Boyer here as well, assuming we stay green to the end. Or even stay in green long enough to get to that next stop. Johnson really needs to pull away as much as he can. Can't afford to go a lap down here. Or we'll have to start taking the wave rounds. And that's really going to put himself in a hole. It's really going to make it as if short pitting is going to come back to haunt Jimmy if he can't win this race. Or maybe not win the race, but if he gets caught a lap down because of this kind of a strategy, it's really not going to play out. Now, if a caution comes out before Johnson pits, then really the strategy wouldn't have mattered. So everybody would have been in the same predicament. It would give Kyle Busch a newly shot a chance of trying to get there. He's about 10 seconds behind Boyer, currently in third. 1 lap down, but again, Kyle Busch had the free pass under the caution. There is John Hunter Nemechek, currently in 31st. He was the driver that brought out the first caution of the day. He went for a spin in turns 3 and 4 into the outside wall. But again, definitely a quick race pace tonight with just these 2 yellow flags. Again, if you're just tuning in, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. But also, usually have the chat on, communicate with you guys. Tonight I have it off, but it's not my choice here. Again, I broke my phone at work a couple days ago. I cannot get it fixed till Friday or Saturday, unfortunately, but we will have, or I should say I will have the chat back on for myself to read your guys' comments during the course of the stream tomorrow afternoon at Atlanta. I will have a laptop by then, so just a one-night only deal as far as this goes here. I was not able to borrow a phone like I did for the stream last night, so again, hopefully you guys have been keeping each other informed on that throughout the course of the race. Don't want to overstress it too much, but kind of periodically, you know, mention, hey, that's why I'm not answering any questions so far. Whatever the case may be. We are nearing 100 laps to go here tonight at Homestead. Green light up the middle, David Reagan. Daniel Suarez. Johnson definitely pulling away here. He's about 2/3 of the way through this tire run, though. And he's likely going to have to make 2 stops left in this race if we did stay green. One of those stops will likely be right sides only. One to go. And honestly, I'm actually kind of thinking about taking right sides only for the next green flag stop if we get one in this race, depending on how the cautions might play out. simply to try and not go a lap down here and stay on the lead lap. Maybe depending on what the lead would look like, interval between Johnson and Boyer. When Jimmy comes to pit road, take right sides only, and maybe he can even hold on to the lead. 100 laps to go here tonight at Homestead. $250 miles down, 150 to go. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race here tonight. Once we get to the start-finish line this time, by for the 48 of Johnson as he currently leads by about 11 to 11.5 seconds on Clinton Boyer. Kyle Busch back in third, Hamlin fourth, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top five with Hamlin being the first driver one lap down in fourth. He's also the only driver one lap down. He was a full lap ahead of Kurt in fifth, so for that matter, Hamlin wouldn't really have much of a battle. If he just gets one more caution, he's back on the lead lap. As long as he doesn't lose another lap, that is also by the time of the pit stops, but obviously common sense would tell you that. $15 people watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. Make that 16. Oh, wow. Really loose off of 4 that time for Johnson. Good thing there's pavement down on the inside of the track down the front straightaway because he had to use it right on that white line. And look at Jimmy getting very loose again through 1 and 2 even. I lost control 2 corners in a row. Late in the run, Johnson's really having to hold on to that race car. Oh, and he does lose control that time, and that's going to do it. Jimmy Johnson off of turn number 4. 3 laps in a row, he has gotten loose. Unbelievable. And he could not have hit that wall more square on the inside of the racetrack off of 4. You don't see that happen too much. He was getting loose lap after lap there for a little bit, and he just completely lost control. And that is going to be a huge hit in the regular season point standings. Unbelievable. It wasn't a loss of concentration at that point. Like, I was tired, but I didn't think it was a loss of concentration. We were loose there for a few laps in a row. We were getting towards the end of 10 laps or so. But we did not make it to that point. Wow. The car just snapped right around on the 48. And with just 3 races to go now before the playoffs, this one's going to end prematurely. What a freak thing. Like, we had been loose, but we never really were that loose up until those 3 laps leading up to the eventual accident. And Jimmy just couldn't save it. I mean, he locked it down, turning right to go left, but that car was, I mean, it was headed straight for the wall. There was no stopping it there. These speeds on 1.5 miles. I mean, when we lost control center of the corner, we were going every bit of 140, 150 still. Wow. I guess we got to take a look at the race results here. DNF. Now, technically, Jimmy Johnson finished 37th. So Johnson will finish 37th tonight because remember, there were 3 drivers that did DNF. Timmy Hill has pulled off the upset here at Homestead. Coming from, what was he, like 8 laps down? Because it inverts the order when you DNF. Now, Timmy Hill is going to get his first win of the season. I don't think he's in the top 30 in points, though, so Timmy Hill would not make the playoffs. We'll check the point standings here in a second. But Timmy Hill is not in the playoffs. Because I guarantee he's not in the top 30. Kurt Busch second, Clint Boyer third, Eric Almirola fourth, Brad Keselowski fifth, Denny Hamlin sixth, Kyle Busch seventh, Blaney eighth. Ninth was Stenhouse, and 10th was William Byron to round out the top 10. Remember, the other 3 drivers that technically DNF'd were Cole Custer. Well, Kevin Harvick finished 24th, so I guess for Johnson's sake that kind of helped him a little bit. Custer finished 36th. Trying to think who else DNF'd here. Justin Haley DNF'd. He actually finished last. Showed him 33rd. And trying to remember who the last driver was to DNF. I don't think it was Timmy Hill. It might have been Reddick. I'm not entirely sure. I can't quite remember. I do know there were 3 drivers that did DNF before. Actually, it might have been Alex Bowman now that I'm thinking about it, because I know Bowman was up in smoke at one point. I don't think he got back out there. So I want to say Bowman might have been the other DNF. Man, dead lat. Well, 37th for Jimmy Johnson. We're going to score him 37th here tonight. Let's take a look at the point standings now. All of a sudden, Johnson still has the 15 wins. He still leads the regular season point standings over Harvick. The lead does slim down a little bit, but Harvick didn't quite gain as many points as he probably should. He does gain double digits, though, on Johnson nonetheless. Don't count Harvick out for the regular season title with just 3 races to go, as the lead is now 79 points, I believe. So it is back to just over 1 race ahead. So Jimmy Johnson is 79-point lead in the regular season standings over Kevin Harvick. And we'll take a look where Timmy Hill is in the points. Again, I don't think he's in the top 30. No, not even close. Timmy Hill 36th in points. So that win, unless he gets to the top 30 in points, not impossible, but with just 3 races to go, Timmy Hill currently is well over 1 race outside the cut line. I just don't see it happening without a miracle coming into play here. So that doesn't shake the playoff standings so much, because Stenhouse, 17th, has a win, and Ty Dillon, 28th, has a win. Dillon is still 43 points above the cut line, so just over 1 race on David Reagan. 40 points max point stayed there, so Ty Dillon should still, I would think, as long as something bad doesn't happen, pretty much in all 3 of these last 3 races, I think Ty Dillon should have his playoff spot locked up. So again, we've had 7 different winners. Harvick's won a race. Blaney, Truex, and Logano have all won a race this season. So Alex Bowman, last driver in the point standings by 10 points over Matt Kenseth. Chase Elliott's still on the outside looking in. Not good for him. Christopher Bell, quite a ways ahead of the cut line in points. He's actually 38 points ahead, barring a couple different winners outside the cut line, which isn't impossible. Chase Elliott, good road course racer. We go to Watkins Glen still. Same thing with William Byron, so we could have an upset. You never know. But I guess that's going to do it. Unfortunately, here tonight, a premature ending to the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead. Johnson battled the loose car off of turn 4, just the 3rd DNF of the year. That wasn't a fluke. I'm not counting that New Hampshire one where the game didn't crash on us, but it it glitched on us in a DNF when we shouldn't have, but 22 laps into the race under an AI accident, not our accident, but third DNF of the year there for Jimmy Johnson. That is going to do it. For more daily NASCAR content, hit the subscribe button down below. Again, I'll have the chat back up tomorrow, so sorry for that issue here tonight. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at Atlanta Motor Speedway with the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 250, might I add, 250. It's the mileage on that one, 163 laps, I believe. But I hope to see you guys then. Have a good rest of your night. I'm going to hit the hay. And see you tomorrow, everybody.